So we're starting today in the mechanical room. This is the different view with the wide angle, a little more cinematographic. Anyway, the wall's real cold. We're thinking that we're gonna have, aside from a workbench in here, and storage and mechanical, a small root cellar, which should be pretty neat. It's about 35 feet long. It's probably 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's probably 10 feet wide. So it's a pretty good mechanical room. Out the mechanical room to the right, and this is kind of facing east, will be storage underneath those stairs. This thing right here is for the stove pipes. We have a wood stove, wood burning stove, no chimneys in the house. I want to try to keep it nice and efficient use of lumber that we burn, timber. This is one room here. This is not the primary guest room, so if you're watching this and you end up in here, you got to talk to Karen. But it's actually a really nice little room. There'll be a window for escape, which is code. That's a closet they built in. Here is the window looking out to that's actually direct east right there. So the morning light comes in. This will be a bed, as Karen pointed out in another video. Everything's framed out. Windows should be here in April. Leaving the bedroom is the shared bathroom. There will be an opening to this bathroom right here from the primary guest room, which is going to be seen in a minute. Of course, there'll be a bath, shower, toilet. Looks like sink will be here. I can't remember the plans. And if you're wondering, this place is built strong. I mean, every time I come here, there's more lumber in place. This will be the primary bedroom. Betty was wondering about it, so let's take a look. Okay, walking into the primary, has its own door into the bath. The other room does not. This we're not quite sure, is probably the water heater closet, but I'm not sure about that. It makes sense it would be, but who knows. Got two windows in here, looking towards the east and kind of northeast. Good views. A lot of easy birding from here. And this is the opening to the patio, which will be underneath the deck, which we'll get to shortly. The deck has runners halfway. They need to put in some cement first, so they haven't put those in yet, but those will be pretty neat. And of course, view of the creek. Even at the patio level, it's a great view. Of course, a very good closet. It's pretty big, actually. Exiting the primary guest room, you'd have a wood burning stove right here. Of course, we'll have central air and heat, but the stoves we're getting hopefully will be high efficiency. Another large window here, not as large as the main level, but this also is underneath the deck. And that vegetation along the line is going to stay. A lot of that is ours. Leaving the mechanical, starting back there. Again, there's the stairs that goes to the main level. The stove will be there, and I just walked through basically a kitchen. There'll be a fridge and probably microwave. I'm not sure, but it'll be comfortable. Somebody could stay down here quite easily. It's the window at the stairs. Another window, which I showed you, and this is the opening. This will be, I'm thinking, kind of like a French door type thing onto a future patio. The patio will extend probably almost as long, if not as long, as the upper deck, which is 15 feet from the home. And I'm not gonna try to get my shoes dirty here because it rained last night. But as you can see, there's a lot of storage for firewood. It'll keep things dry. We're keeping all these stumps, as crazy as it sounds, because bears like stumps. So anything close to the house at this point we're keeping. And this, again, overlooks the creek. I'm shooting this in the morning, by the way, and the birds are just really incredible. Get a little closer. And you can see the picnic table down there, which is covered at the moment. We're gonna go upstairs into the main level. Again, there's another window. A lot of sun is coming up from the main wall of windows, which you'll see. So this is where you go up the stairs carefully. Nice wide stairs, by the way. There'll be handrails. There aren't any at this point. So this is the main deck. I think we'll shoot it from the front door. Phoebe, I think. Birds are everywhere. So the driveway, I think we can fit at least 8 to 10 cars. And that's not including the carport. Carport, we can probably get 3 in there. It's a big carport. There's a walkway between the carport and the home, so there's no step or anything. You go right in, which is really neat. This window looks into the mudroom. Same thing here, mudroom. Different view. And you get onto the porch, which there will be steps right here. Probably 5 steps. That's probably a 5-foot difference in level, which will be pretty cool. And they'll be as wide as these 2 pieces of lumber. And there'll be a trail, which is kind of already here, to the steps directly. So you won't, if you're a neighbor or something, you don't have to go down the driveway. You can knock at the door, which is nice. So this is the beginning of the porch. It goes all the way around to the back. This porch length is about 70 feet. So you get full use of the porch year round. Again, that's looking east. That's kind of looking north. And that's kind of looking west. So we built it just that way on purpose, to kind of be at an angle when it comes to the north winds during the winter. Anyway, let's go inside. Okay, going through the front door into the kitchen immediately. To the right, cabinet space, sink, more cabinet space. It's going to be a very open plan, which is going to be neat, and kind of dumps into the stairs that we just came up. It's all been framed out since the last time I was here. And this is kind of the grand room. It's really getting beefed up. That'll all be tongue and groove and beams. They're coming back to do that. As you can see, the roof outside kind of frames it in a triangle. It's pretty neat, and it's just massive. Karen can't get over the size of the look. And it's a small footprint, really. There's not a whole lot of square footage, really. It's just a large room. So there'd be a table. I've been told we have a hutch coming in, which is all in storage. This is the stairway, which will go up to the loft, which I'll show you in a minute. Another large window here. You can get 3 people, 4 people maybe, standing there. Looks out at the back. This will be the area with the wood-burning stove. There'll be 2 burning stoves. That'll go up. Here's the other large window, same size as that one I just showed you. And not much of a difference really in view, just closer to the porch. So the porch is about 15 feet long, well, 15 feet wide from the home to that railing. The railing is really amazing. You can push as hard as you want. It's not going anywhere. This is the opening to the main bedroom. And these are the stairs down, which I showed you below. They're not complete yet. Got to be careful getting off that right now. But these are built solid too. The porch is it's 42 feet wide from end to end. It's about 35 feet from where I just came to the end of the building. And then this additional amount makes it about 42 feet. The views are really fantastic. And this is basically end of winter, so all this is going to green up really nicely. And again, you can hear the stream 24/7. The trail will start somewhere right in here. And we got a good cut on it yesterday. There were deer last night in the trail cam. The deck is done really beautifully. They did a great job. And again, all this is Douglas fir. That is solid wood there. I mean, it's really something. All right, so now, let me show you the wall of windows. That's going to be really spectacular. All the light in the house is going to be great. We'll get to the loft in a minute where more light comes in. This is the main bedroom, the opening to it. We'll go through this way and walk straight through. This area is above the 2 rooms below and the bathroom. And so it'll be pretty quiet if you're below and somebody's up here, i.e. us. This is it. It's not a huge bedroom. We've got some nice windows. The bedroom is built with a sliding pocket door between us and the closet and the bathroom. There will be a barn door on the outside of our large opening here. That'll be glass above it, so we get more light into the room when we want it. And this is our closet. So probably there's gonna be a lot in here. I was told this area is mine because it's smaller, which makes sense. This area will be Karen's, and where that plywood is another window behind it. So again, an opportunity for more light that you just can't see right now. And more hardware for another pocket door. This is the bathroom, which will be really big. The area for the toilet, some privacy. This box still can't figure it out, but I think supplies came, maybe just a lot of tape. I'm really not sure what was in here, but hopefully not a bear. Bathroom again, so there'll be a shower, tub, another nice window out the bathroom that you won't be able to see into even from across the way there. There's a house there, but you can barely see it. But you can see the inside of, well, I can't, I'm too small, but it's a good view for a bathroom. Anyway, this is the shower pan. And now we're coming into the area, another pocket door, by the way, the mudroom. So we will be able to go directly in from the garage and go into the mudroom. This will be where laundry and all kind of stuff is. And we can go directly into the bathroom, the closet, and our room at the end there. Coming back in to where we started, front door. We're gonna go up the final set of stairs into the loft, which will be an open loft. Of course, that railing is gonna be improved. None of this is permanent right now. It's just for construction safety. So let's go up the stairs. Okay, we are here. I'm on the stair platform, looking up. There's dormers here, which let a lot of light into the loft. And again, they've really beefed up the loft. It's something. And the roof, I should say. So final couple steps, and we're in the loft. Again, the dormers, massive windows. This thing's built really, really solid. This is the window above the main floor. The roof will be going on soon. It'll be metal, a matte black type of thing. There's a National Park Service service vehicle. Oh yeah. Finally, in the loft, there is going to be a ton of storage. Karen mentioned Christmas stuff. Okay. I think there's a lot more room than Christmas stuff, God willing. But this is going to be a neat little space and a lot of storage area back in here over, I imagine they'll continue over above those, the room, the bathroom and the closet. And looking back at the loft, we hope this will be like a place to read, maybe a little library. We're not quite sure, but you'll be able to see straight out those windows. Again, it's all forest, and this is winter still. Nothing's really started growing back, so that's going to be really greened up. Oh, beautiful. Our room from the main level. And yeah, we have a table and chairs, first time. Pretty cool to experience the morning and the afternoon and nighttime. We experienced our first thunderstorm last night, which was pretty cool. I'm just gonna go around the porch one more time so you can kind of get an idea of the size. I mean, we're definitely gonna have a lot of room for people. Here at Towey, so these wildlife debris piles I built for wildlife are really beginning to have an impact. I'm gonna try to call the wrens out. Here we go. So I see a wren and a towhee, and they really seem to be enjoying the piles that I think have already taken up residence in there. They're built in a way that allows everything from rabbits to foxes to squirrels, whatever, to use them either for habitat coverage or, probably nesting in the case of the wrens. It's probably going to be difficult for predators to get in easily. Finally, go around the end, and again, this will be largely the steps that we use to get in. If you're walking here, probably they'll never get used. And then this newer part of the deck, it's not covered in front, which will be a connector. If folks don't want to go through the mudroom, they come through the front door. So that is the full tour. Okay, I'm gonna head down to the creek. We're gonna pass these wildlife. Oh, there's Toey sitting on top. Shoot, I missed him. Anyway, these stumps are staying. As I said, bears like them. I'm going this way primarily because I don't have to get mud all over my shoes, but there will be a trail of some sort, most likely along here, not quite sure. But I want to try to preserve the vegetation in here as much as possible. This looks like a big hemlock tree right here, I think. Gotta look at that, but it's nice. It's got that Christmas tree smell to it. Okay, so I'm gonna carefully, without falling, hopefully get to the beginning of, well, we're gonna walk through the mud. I don't wanna get torn up. So we put some rye down on the ground to start getting the roots back in. It looks like my chestnut might be starting to grow. I'm trying to keep a lot of the growth, the forest growth on the ground intact. I'm going to show you the trail that we were able to, this is really good news. The chestnuts are beginning to blossom, which is really great. Okay, so the trail, if you've seen previous videos, we cut a trail and did the right thing, and then everything got shifted around because of the septic area. So the trail will be similar to what was here before. I'm gonna walk it now. It's a pretty good elevation climb, but it's a much better angle at this point. We got to work on it, probably a lot, but I gotta put some things back up, trailhead signs. There's another debris pile for the wildlife, which is gonna be really neat. And I'm sure they're being used. We're only looking at one pile. Anyway, so the trail down to the creek has a couple switchbacks, and so I was able to use the chainsaw and begin cutting through. These large pieces of lumber fell during Helene. We decided to keep the biggest ones, cut through them, and use those kind of like as a trail boundary. We're using the old trail. I was able to cut through this piece of, where is it? There, lumber tree, cut through another tree, and found our way down. So this isn't the best thing to do. We did have a trail here, and we're going to abandon that largely because we don't need too many trails. So we're going to continue on. Post Helene, everything stopped right here, and so I cut that. Didn't kill myself, very important. These are tools for the next time I come back. Karen won't be back for a while, unfortunately, with her work. But yesterday I was able to cut through this, and those are massive logs. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with those, but they might be seats. Just not quite sure. Anyway, the trail comes through here. And all this has to be straightened out and leveled out, but you get a pretty good indication as to the size of everything here. I had to cut through several trees, but the bear's already starting to work. I think this is the bears. I don't know for sure, but there's a lot of grubs and stuff under this bark, and they like that type of thing. So this will rot and become more habitat for wildlife. We're going to cut through here. Again, try not to fall, although the comedy of that would be great on a video. Again, you can hear the birds chirping. This is another switchback here. There's only two, I guess. And this one heads straight down. You can see started moving some logs to kind of define the trail. And looking back up, you can see there's still some debris that we got to pick up from the storm. So continuing on down the trail to the old farm road. Neighbors are great. They're free to pass in here. We don't have a problem with that. And this will continue down this trail to the creek. And next time I'm here, I gotta really trim this trail. We gotta thin all these trees out here too. These are all large sycamore trees. So we've marked the ones we want to keep, and they'll probably double in size. We should have a canopy here soon. And we want to preserve a couple places here where wildlife can bed down for the night. We noticed a lot of deer in here. This is the covered picnic table, which has been featured in a lot of video. So here's the creek. Really nicely wooded. And this trail is kind of a loop that Karen and I made. It'll go around that area. We hope to have wildflowers and things between here and the house. Then, normally I won't cut through, but I'm gonna do it now. It's a maple tree. Hopefully it'll put on some growth this year. This will be the third year I think it's in. This is a access area to the new trail system. Well, new ownership trail system by the Southern Appalachian Conservancy. Warren Wilson Trail System is what they're calling it, but that's an old sign. There's still, trail hiking sign. This is the footpath. I've actually seen mallards in here, which is pretty neat. Seen all kind of fish. Beautiful little creek. And again, trying to film and not kill myself. So the trail stops there. The owner was kind of upset that people were using it because it is private and they want to maintain a natural look. So that's been done. And then in perpetuity, the property has been purchased by the Southern Appalachian Highlands Conservancy. And they've got some rules, which are really awesome rules, especially the dogs and things like that on leashes and being smart, because there are a lot of bears here. Okay, I'm just on that same trail system, just walking a minute, taking a second. And as you can see, it's just gorgeous in here. It's all untouched. Really, really beautiful area. Helene did a tremendous amount of damage in here, but that's a view from the other side of the creek. That's the house into the creek. The creek is really what got Karen and my attention. There's some nice pools along the creek and some historical artifacts along the creek. I've got a lot of work to cut back all this exotic stuff. Maybe replant some things along here in the coming years. Okay, I'm not gonna film going back up the trail, but we're gonna get the drone up.